Are you dreaming of starting a photography filmmaking career, but you feel overwhelmed by all this camera equipment, and you want to make the best choice for you? Well, you're in the right place. Let's talk about these smart, budget-friendly choices that won't break your, maybe will break your wallet. But anyway, I will give you my best advices. Hi everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving deep into this camera equipment, camera talk that's really deep into my heart, and choosing the right camera that maybe gonna fit your needs. Whenever you're a YouTuber or a photographer or filmmaker, I got some insights that I want to guide you through these crucial decisions because it will cost you money. My passion started when I was capturing the moment when I had the Sony RX 100 Mark II. It's a little camera. It was about 6 years ago, and it had this slow motion function that really was so fun for me to use. And it cost me about $400, so that was my start. Fast forward today, I'm working with 3 cameras: 7A7 III, 7A7 IV, and 7S III that's on that stand over there. So, if you are starting out, here's my first piece of advice. Start small and upgrade gradually. It's tempting to just buy the best high-end gear, but mastering the basics is crucial. And use the camera and be smart with it in the beginning. Learn the craft first, invest in better gear later as you grow. So when I started this entire journey of photography and filming, because I had so much passion about capturing the moment, my friend told me, buy a cheap lens, now I'm pointing at this one, that you want to use, but buy the cheap one before you're starting to buy the most expensive one, because you don't know if you're gonna use it. And that has been my kind of my self-taught and voice in my head that I want to share with you guys, because in this world of photography and filmmaking and YouTubing and creating and everything, everyone wants to buy the most expensive part because it looks so good. Now, I won't lie to you. Of course, good equipment will help your journey. I have a huge light, softbox light here. I have the SM Shure 7B, and I have the Rode in recording. I have a A7S III over here. So I won't lie that equipment won't help you get to where you really want. But when I started, and you have to think about this was 6 years ago, I had bought one gear at the time. And if you search on all the YouTubers, if you go to filmmaker, full-time filmmaker, they all say the same thing. Start small. So this is actually my first camera that I bought. No, I'm lying. This is my second camera that I've actually bought. It's a full frame A7 III. The first one was a A7 II I bought. And that was the big journey of me to this business. So I bought the A7 II and I bought this lens, a 50 lens. Now, I'm still using this 50 lens today to the most of my work when I do client works, because it has such a great depth of field of capturing the moment. I love this lens so much. And so this is where my biggest investment when I was starting, these two. But before that, I have this small little camera, Sony RX 100 Mark II. And I went to my client with this little camera and capturing all this moment because it had the slow motion. And that cost me about $400, as I said before. So with that said, that is where I started. And when you are thinking of getting into this photography or filmmaking or YouTube, you should start learning the craft first. From my perspective and what I suggest, buy a cheaper camera, learn the camera. Now I'm into the Sony system. If you're going for Sony, Canon, Fuji, whatever, start the cheap end and learn it. Learn everything about the camera. Then you can start upgrading. And with that said, I had the Sony lenses that worked with the houses. So when you are buying lenses, the next thing, because the lenses are really expensive, I would just upgrade the house, but I would keep the lenses. Now, we pretend this is an A7 II, but the next one was A7 III. This was my first really expensive one I started to buy. My next lens I have sold is a 6-35, because I didn't have the money to buy the 2.8, which was and still are expensive. So my next upgrade was the 4.0, and then I bought Tamron. So when people are talking about which kind of lenses they want you to go through, of course the Sonys are the best for the Sony camera. But then again, it all depends on what kind of budget you have. So for me, I'm going a little different here. I have some of the Sony lenses, then I go for the Tamron, because the 2.8 Tamron 17 to 28 is much cheaper than the prime lenses or the G Master lenses from Sony. I mean, it's almost the half of the cost. And you won't even see the difference between this image and if I have a G Master. The next one, and the reason why I'm taking up this 70 to 200, I love this lens. I love it, especially when you are working on a job, when you have the client a long, far away, you can really have the depth of field and be really close to them. But then again, this is the 4.8. I'm saying 4.8. It's 4.0. 4.0. Buy a cheap one. Learn it first, then upgrade. If you like it, you will upgrade. It's so stupid to buy a really, really expensive lens if you're not going to use it. So that's why I buy the cheap ones first and see if I'm going to like it. And if I'm going to like it and if I'm using it, then I would do the upgrade. The 28-75 Tamron is the most used lens I use. Because my clients are running forth and back, and sometimes I'm always running a gun while I say I'm holding the camera, so I need to switch between a little bit wider as I can, and then as close as I can, because it's going so fast. I'm at that event and I need to capture the audience. The wide angle is really good. If they're staying on stage, 70 to 200 is really good. So if you are really new to this business, if you really want to buy a camera, I won't say you should only go for the Sony or a Canon or a Fuji. What I'm saying here for you, all you guys, what you should really think about, buy a cheaper camera first. Buy a lens that you really like and learn it. Learn it first before you start to buy more expensive cameras. Trying to, not buy too many stuff. It's so easy when you come to this kind of business to just buy. I want to buy, I want to have this, I want to have that. Oh, look at all those beautiful bokeh or the photos and filmmakers, whatever they're doing. I want that now. And they buy everything. But, in the end, not going to be good. So lens choices and budget. Lenses are as important as the camera itself. Don't fall into the trap of buying an expensive camera with a subster lens. Start with a budget-friendly camera and invest in a really good lens. Now let's talk about creating value. Yes, better gear can enhance the productivity quality, but it's not the starting point. Post-production is as magic as a creativity often outweigh the need for expensive equipment. Focus on honoring your skills and creating a content that resonates regardless of the gear you use. That is something you should really think about. To wrap up, here are 3 takeaways. Number 1, start with what you can afford. There's no shame of beginning small. Start what you can afford. Invest in lenses. They can make or break your image. So good lenses are really important. And then learn how to grow. Your skills are the most valuable asset. Remember, it's not just about having the best gear. It's about making the best out of what you have. Every choice you make should align with your creativity, vision, and your budget. So with that said, thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this helps you to make a better buying decision with your camera gear. If you like this, thumbs up, give me a comment, please subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. And I need some coffee because I've been talking so much.